So what is nomination? Blacklaw's dictionary defines nominee as a person designated to act in place of another, usually in a very limited way. And it further says a party who legal title for the benefit of others or who receives and distributes funds for the benefit of others is a nominee. That means nominee is not the owner of the funds. Nominee is just the caretaker or the distributor of the funds. So you have a bank fixed deposit in your name. Your wife is the nominee in that fixed deposit, and you pass away. Would your wife become the owner of these assets of this fixed deposit money post your death? Being a nominee of the fixed deposit? No, because nominee is not the owner. They are just the caretaker or distributor of the funds.
But sir, once the person passes away, the
Hmm.
wife is always the next in line, right?
But not only wife, there are other people also.
Yeah, like the children. Yes.
So she doesn't become the owner.
Okay.
It would be distributed as per the succession law or as per the will,
Okay.
right? So
Right.
by the virtue of being nominee, she is not the owner. So suppose at the time of your death, your wife, your mother, and three children were alive, and you are a Hindu. So now the wife's share will be 1/5 of the property of this fixed deposit, because those are the legal heirs of a Hindu in absence of a will. So one share goes to your mother, 1/5. 1/5 goes to your wife. 1/5 goes to each of their three children. 1/5 each. So, so is this what you wanted when you made your wife the nominee? Did you want your wife to inherit only 1/5? No, no. You wanted her to inherit the entire assets. So whose fault it is? Because of whom is it being divided and she is getting 1/5? गलती किसकी है? हस्बैंड की या वाइफ की? So why is it always the husband's fault? So who's the party who's most affected by this? And I just told you, keeping your self-interest paramount is the primary objective what you should have. So whose fault it is? The aggrieved party. Always. No. She should have told her husband, please make a will in favor of me. Let's make a reciprocal will. If this husband and wife would have made a reciprocal will, where they would have mentioned that everything after me, whatever I own is yours, if I die and the wife also says the same in the will, then this situation would not have arisen. Then in spite of wife being the nominee, she would have inherited the entire amount, which was anyhow the purpose of making the nominee. So this
Sir,
problem is arising because of their inability to make a will.
sir, just one thing, that is, in 2019, when my father expired, and my father had fixed deposits in mutual funds, and each of them, my mother was a nominee, and I'm the only child.
Right?
So, when we went to the bank, they directly changed it to my mother's name.
So what they are doing is, see, the nominee is your mother has got those assets as nominee, not as owner, in absence of a will. Because what is nominee? Your direction to the financial institution that in my absence, if I pass away, give this money to this person to distribute. So bank is out. There is no fault of the bank because your father had directed the bank to give it to your mother in case he died, but not to own, but to distribute. Please remember this distinction. Your father had not directed the bank that give this money to my wife to make her the owner of the funds. What he had directed to the bank was give this money to my wife to distribute among my legal heirs. And there is difference between possession and ownership, please. She possesses the asset, but she does not own that asset. Are you able to distinguish between that?
Yes, understood.
So, unless at any time, I am saying, you can claim 50% of those assets, or you give those assets to your mother as a gift from your side. Then she owns everything,
Yeah, exactly. That is what I did. Right.
right? So a nominee does not become the owner of the funds, right? And another very interesting concept in law is many times you will see that people relinquish their share, give up their share. They do not gift, but they give up their share. In this case, suppose you give up your share. So if you give up your share, but not mentioning that you give this in favor of your mother, then it is not a gift. So you specifically create a document and say, I am gifting it to my mother. And what is gift? Passing of an asset without consideration is gift. Yes, that is gift. So you need not relinquish your share, you need to gift it to your mother. Then she becomes the entire owner. Right? Okay.
Reach out today and let's do it professionally.